Alright, so this is the first video on solving one side. So I'm going to try and make these videos as precise and as short as I can so then nobody gets bored watching them. But this is the first video on how to actually solve the Rubik's Cube. So this cube is actually already solved for me. And it's kind of a speed cube. It's not really a Rubik's Cube. It's a different type of brand, but it's made to move super quickly. Either way, if you want to pick one of these up, they're less than 10 bucks on Amazon. So I want to talk about the different types of movement that this cube does, as well as different pieces. So we'll first talk about colors. So this is the white side, and on the opposite of the white side is yellow, and that is always true. So these centers never move. So white is always opposite of yellow, orange is always opposite of red, and blue is always opposite of green. You have to understand that. And so it'll always be in this order: white, green, yellow, blue, and then red on top, orange on the bottom. These centers never move. While all of these other pieces do move, these centers will never move. So I call these centers. These right here, which have two colors on them, are called edge pieces. You can kind of see them right there. And then these pieces right here that have three colors on them, I call them edge pieces. So these pieces are actually called corner pieces. Pieces that have three colors on them are corners, not edge pieces. Come on, Colby. Back to the video. You can see it's just one piece. It's got three different pieces or colors on them. So you have to understand how a cube moves. You can't just magically bring this piece over to here with one move. You have to move it over to here and then move over here. I know that seems super simple, but you have to understand that the cube moves in a specific way, and I can't just pick this piece out and put it over here. I have to set it up for me to be able to do that. So this portion of the video is actually going to be me solving the cube, and this isn't necessarily how you start to solve the Rubik's Cube entirely, but this is how you solve one side. So the way I'd like you to start out doing this is by looking for the side that is the most solved already. This is going to make your life super easy. Now, you have to understand that centers do not move. So even though this has 4 orange pieces here, and it would be so nice to just get, 5 other orange pieces and call it done. But it doesn't really work like that because these centers never move. So even though I was to get all these orange pieces here, I couldn't just put a center orange in here. I have to solve for the orange side. So in this case, I would have to go to the orange side, and then I would have to get all the orange pieces here. So you have to look out for that. So I'm going to look around and see the center that has the most of that color with it. That one definitely doesn't. This one doesn't. This one is yellow. It doesn't have any yellow here. No blue. Okay, so this one's got 3 blue. So this is looking like my best one so far. No, not really that one either. Yeah, okay, so it looks like blue is my best option. So the way that I'm going to do this now is try and get all of the blue edges, the ones with 2 colors on them. So I'm going to look around here. I've got already 1 edge piece here. So looking at this cube, I want to try and find edge pieces that have just 2 colors on them. This one does. That's super nice. So actually the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to get a double whammy out of this. So if I turn this face here counterclockwise, I haven't moved anything on the top here, but you can see I've actually set myself up to put these 2 pieces up here. This is pretty simple. Even though I'm going to get rid of this one, that's okay, because I'm going to get 2 for 1 here. So I'm going to move this one up here and move this right side up as well. And now I've got almost a cross here. So I've got 3 edge pieces. I'm going to look for that next one. So I'm just going to go around here and look for, okay, perfect. There it is right there. So I need to get this up here. And the way that I'm going to do that, I can't just move it like this because you'll see that it's on the front side, it's not on top, so that's not going to work. And what I can do though is move this over to here, and then by doing that, I'm just going to rotate the top. So now that I've rotated the top, I can spin this up to the top here, and we can do that. And then now, instead of just having a cross here, we actually accidentally got this piece here, this corner piece with a blue on it, so that's even better. So now I want to find each of these corner pieces here. So I'm just going to keep this being my top. So keep it like this and just keep spinning it around here and just look for pieces that are down in this corner. It's okay if they're up here, but that doesn't really help us in the time being. I'm looking for pieces down here, not on the bottom, but down on the bottom here. So I'm going to spin around, and it looks like there's 2 here. So I'm going to put this up here somewhere. Now, you want to put this piece right below where you want it to go. So I don't want to put this piece in the position it's in now, because I don't want it to go right here. I want it to go here. So I'm going to keep these top 2 layers, and I'm going to spin this bottom. And now I want to put this piece right here. Now you'll notice that when I bring this down, it messes that bottom up. So even if I was to bring it back over, is that piece where I want it to be? No, I want it to be on top. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to move it the opposite way. So if I move it the opposite way, when I bring it down, it doesn't move it at all. And you'll see that I can finally move this back over, go back up, and now it's where I want it to be. So I'm going to keep repeating this process. So again, I'm looking for pieces down here on the bottom. Perfect. I see actually 2. This is great. So I'm going to put this piece right here. So now you'll notice that if I was to do the same operation I did last time, moving it over to the left and then bringing it down, when I bring it down, it messes that piece up. So I'm going to go the opposite way. So I'm going to bring it over here, bring this left side down, and then when I bring it back over, it's right where I want it to be. I can go back up, and I am good there. So now I just want to get one more piece up here, and perfect, it's on the bottom. This one's kind of a pain. So if you'll notice, I want this as my top, and I'm looking for pieces around the bottom here, and I don't see any. So this becomes a problem. There's lots of different places that it could be. It could be on the top row here, it could be on the bottom row, and it could be on the bottom, which in this case it is. So since it's on the bottom, what you want to do is you're going to have to do 2 steps to get it up here. First off, you want to put it right below where you want it to go. I want it to go here, so I'm going to put it right below where I want it to go. So now, I want this piece here. I can't just magically move it up there in 1 step. I have to do this in 2 steps. So with it being below, I can either go this way or this way, but I'm going to go this way. It doesn't really matter though. And doing this, it brings it up into that bottom row here. So now what I want to do is just spin it out. It doesn't matter how many times I spin it. You just want to make sure that when I spin this back up, it's not going with it. It's not on this plane here. So now that I'm going back up, you'll see that it's on the bottom row, which is perfect. So now I'm going to put it right below where I want it to go, right here. Now again, I can't go this way because when I move it down, it's going to mess it up. So I need to move it the opposite way. And then when I bring this down, I can bring this blue piece back over, back up, and then now I have one side solved. This is the first part in being able to solve the actual Rubik's Cube itself. So once you master this, I promise you that solving the Rubik's Cube will be so much easier for you. Thanks for watching.